Yes, the event is live. Evening, everyone. This is Raul and Mark. So, decided to have a little brief overview of the onboarding process with Agile Venture, how to get started with projects and all that for all the new members that have recently joined us. And so, I'm just gonna I'm gonna sort of like briefly introduce you guys to the platform, what it is about, and how is it that you can get started in actually making some contribution to the project. Okay. So just before we get started, I just want to know, like, are you guys, what is kind of like your background and all? Are you guys from, did you guys take the AV102 class or the CS169 course?
No.
Yeah.
I know, okay, I remember Joachim, you did the AV102 course, right?
And I enrolled in the CS169 class.
Okay, so this is like you coming from the MOOC course, right?
I am.
Okay, and Mark?
No, I've never taken those courses. I'm coming from taking a software boot camp
Mm-hmm.
and basically studying Ruby on Rails
Yeah.
here in Tampa, Florida. So I've never taken these actual courses that you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you have some technical experience at least, right?
With Ruby on Rails, yes.
Awesome.
A little bit.
Okay. Hey, Sampriti, thanks for joining us. I'm just gonna quickly share my screen now and show you a little bit around. Okay, so just a quick note for Alexandra.
Yep.
This video was okay. Well, this meeting was mainly for the guys who want to, like, contribute to any Agile Venture project. But like, you're more than welcome to stick around, just to see how things work and all that. You might benefit from it
Cool.
at a later stage as well if you decide to stick around and after the course, because how Agile Venture started is it was a group of students from the MOOC that decided that after the MOOC they wanted to get some more hands-on projects, to sort of like improve their skills at the development process and all that, So they then started Agile Venture, and what Agile Venture does is we get non-profit projects, from organizations around the globe, and then they come to us with ideas of system they want us to implement for them. So we then team ourselves in group of developers from all volunteers to sort of like with all the skills that we have, be it that we learned it from the MOOC or from our personal experience, we then team up together to sort of like solve the problem for those clients. Okay. So, and as you may know, for the ones that are currently taking the MOOC, the students that are taking the course at UC Berkeley, they actually have a component where they have to do a non-profit project as well as part of the course. But then because it was a bit difficult to manage that as part of the class, the online class. This platform also can help you achieve the same goal as those students on campus. As you're taking the course, later on you can then come and get some of these projects and work on them to improve the skills. So just quickly, the first thing that you need to do when you sign up and all that, did any of you had time to read through the description here and just kind of how to get started with Agile Venture?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
I did as well.
Okay, then that's great. So there is here's the getting started notes for those who didn't get time to do that. So this sort of like takes you through some of the basic steps that we need to do in order to get set up for starting to work on a project. obviously the first thing you need to get is, I'm assuming you all have a GitHub account and all that, because we use GitHub most of the time for source control and to host our code online on the repository. And we also use a whole bunch of project management tools like Pivotal Tracker. And recently there are some projects that started using Waffle as well. Are you guys familiar with Pivotal Tracker? So this is what Pivotal Tracker looks like. What it does is you just for any given project, you just have like a bunch of feature stories that need to be implemented for the project, and this is what we use to sort of like manage the whole development process and all that. There is also here's MedPlus project. They're currently using Waffle, and which is another project management tool. Yeah, so I'm gonna get back to this at the later stage during the meeting, just to give you more details on that. Okay. So the second step is, of course, to get access to the Slack channel. Since you guys are here today, I assume you all set up with that, so there's no troubles on that front. Now, if you go over to the project on the website, you will see there's a whole list of projects that we've worked on in the past or currently busy with at the moment, and I believe they're all sorted in order of like activity. You know, the most active project will be at the top of the list. So the one thing you want to do is probably go through some of those projects and kind of like figure out which one you're interested in contributing to. The first one is, so this project, for instance, website one is about this Agile Venture website itself. So this is the project that we use to build the actual Agile Venture website. So this is one of the projects. And we have local support, which is which is for nonprofit in the UK, where they sort of like have a database of organization that need help with some works or something, and a database of people that are able to provide support when needed. So this is like other active project at the moment, and Sam, the project is the Scrum Master. No, my bad. He's the project manager for this project.
This was actually our first project as Agile Ventures when we started out 2 years ago.
Yeah. Right. So I probably skipped on that. I actually started working on Agile Venture myself like five months ago. I think so. It was early March or so that I joined the project, and I've been involved in a couple of projects. And Sampriti has been he's been around a little longer than me actually, so he would know more on some of these things than me. So Sampriti, feel free to jump in at some point, and if I say something that's not right, yeah.
I don't really need to like change anything. You can continue.
Okay, awesome. The other project was the system to manage, like, it's the OSRA project, which was built to support like the management administration of orphans in Syria. So I know Christian was one of the main project lead on this a few months ago, but I think it's been a bit dormant lately because most of the developers are either busy with their day life job or something else. So Yeah, that's the one thing with Agile Venture is that most of the time you find that a project will kickstart, and then at some point most of the developers that are involved in it will either jump off because they either got better at they got to improve their skills, and then they eventually got a job out of it, or they so busy in their life and all that they can't continue with the project. So if you are interested in one of the projects that is currently not so active, try and reach out to us, and we'll see if we can help kickstart on that. Okay. So yeah, there's another project that recently started, and this is the Med Plus project. So they're actually going to have a Scrum meeting in a few minutes, I think, in about 40 minutes from now. Okay. So once you've identified a project you want to work on, okay, um, the the one thing you need to do, I'm just going to take website 1 as an example, just to so every project page, for instance, will have a brief description about the project. Okay, so to tell you, give you a bit of a background on the project, what the project is about, and you can see on the side here you will have a link to the GitHub repository. So if I open here, you will have the source code for the application. This link here is the link to the project management tool the project is currently using. So at the moment, website 1 only has support for, the Agile Venture site only has support for Pivotal Tracker, and we actually need to fix that at some point to support all the new project management tools like Waffle and all that. So if you go to a project like Med Plus, for instance, they won't have a link to a Pivotal Tracker because we're not using Pivotal Tracker. But instead, they will give you in the description a link to join the project ball. Okay. So back to this project, and also here you'll get a list of all the members that are currently working on the project. So the document list will usually hold some document, could be lo-fis, wireframes, and other design documents that the project is currently using. And in the video section, you will get recordings of previous meeting, whether pair programming sessions between the dev teams members, or it could be client meetings, or what have you. Any video that are related to this project will be under this. So this is actually a good place to, if you want to get a sense of what's currently happening in the project, to have a look at those videos if you have some time, and just watch through them and get a sense of what's happening. Okay. The activity, yeah, I think this. So this tries to pull. I think it pulls the stories that are currently on the Pivotal Tracker. Is that correct, Sampriti?
What are the stories that are being worked on in the current sprint? Like, the sprint doesn't really work. So, what are the active stories or the features that are being worked on right now?
Okay, all right. But I see most of these stories here have been accepted already. Was this actually updated?
No, this is updated, but the thing is, like, Pivotal Tracker works in the sprint system, right? And we haven't really gone out of the previous sprint, so that is why most of the stories are accepted. Like, we are moving really slowly, so that's the problem.
Yeah. No, it's it's actually these stories here. So that's cool. So it's actually pulling all the information from the current sprint on Pivotal Tracker and displaying them on the website. But I don't think this will work on all projects, because not all projects are using Pivotal Tracker, of course. But yeah. So this is like, in general, what the website will help you. The kind of information you will get from a project on the website and all that. Okay. And the one thing you want to do is, so once you've decided on what projects you want to work on, you need to then, one way of contacting people involved in the project is by heading over to the Slack channel. For every project that you have on the website, there is a Slack channel for it. Yeah, so if you can't find the channel that you're looking for in your list here, just click on the More button here, and then you'll have all the lists here. Okay. And just drop a text, for instance, in website one, you can just drop a text and say, hey, I'm interested in working in this project and all of that. And yeah, someone will jump in and help you set up the project if you get stuck and get going. The other way of communicating in terms of logistics around projects is by joining the daily scrums. So at the moment we have the Eurasia Scrum and the Atlantic Scrum that are, I think, the Pacific Rim Scrum. So these three Scrum, one that is hosted by Sam Joseph and the other one by Joao, are the most those are the most like recurrent ones. So you definitely guarantee to have at least these one hosted every day during the week. The Eurasia Scrum is hosted by Sam, so he's always available from Monday to Friday to have them. So Monday, every day it's at 7:30 UTC and 14:45 UTC. Feel free to jump in any of those to, kind of get a sense of what's happening currently in the Agile venture world, what other members are doing. It's usually quick meeting, just to figure out what other members are currently busy with, what they got up to, and you find out if they blocked on a specific feature they're working on, and from there we then coordinate and see if we can form pair groups and to work later on during the day or the week. Okay, so thus you want to make sure that you join them as much as you can, just to be updated. The America Scrum, I was thinking about hosting it, but I'm not quite sure about my schedule. But I'll see if I can have this running. One of the problem with Scrum is that most of the time there is not many people available to join them. So like I wanted to host this, I think 2 weeks ago, but then there wasn't anyone interested in that. But if there is interest, I might start having this on a daily basis. Okay. Now on weekends, you have very little chances of having scrums. I don't think there have been any scrums happening on weekends. So those for sure, unless some of you guys are keen on hosting them in future, but for now there isn't much happening on that front. Okay, so those are the main channels we use to communicate on the project and so on and so forth. Okay, is there any question so far?
All good.
So good. So far, so good.
Yep.
Far.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to get a sense from you guys, like, did you guys try to start on a project recently and had issues with one of them?
I haven't.
I haven't either.
Okay.
I have.
Mark, you were really mainly interested on joining in a pair programming session, is that correct?
That's correct. I was wondering how that works
Mm-hmm.
when you pair program with someone else. Are they using the same text editor, or is it going to be different? How does that work going forward once you pick a project and you find someone you want to pair program with?
Okay. All right. So how about we do this for some of you who wants to join in a project, how about maybe we go through, do you have any particular projects you would be interested in working on? Or you haven't decided yet?
I like the Met Plus one. I'll be honest.
Right.
I thought that was interesting.
Okay, cool. So one thing I'm gonna probably are you part of their channel here on Slack?
No, I just looked at it. I just thought might be interesting. Just thinking about it right now.
Okay.
So I'm
So
not part.
so what I would advise you do regarding the MedPlus project is they have okay, the main people that are involved in that project at the moment is Jean is the project manager for the project, and he hosts um, what is that? The America Scrum, yeah, Pacific Rim Scrum at 21:15 UTC. So it's gonna be in like 45-minute ish or so. So if you're available at the time, just jump in that Scrum and just introduce yourself and
Right. But today is Saturday, right? So that's not going to be taking
oh
place.
yeah, probably not. Yeah, I forgot that today was Saturday. But then you do check them out. Then if they don't have one today, do check them out on Monday. Okay. I know some of the developers are currently working on some of the features at the moment. I'm just not sure if they're having pairing session or if they're working individually. The one thing is that most people sometimes are when they just start, they're afraid of starting pairing sessions and kind of like going through it alone and all that. So that's one of the challenges that we some of the time face here. So do check up with them on Monday, and they will help you get started on that. I've just been observing the project lately, so I haven't done much on it really. Okay, but join the channel and on Slack, and you'll be updated of anything that's happening on the MedBus project at the moment. Okay,
Okay.
cool. Um, so I personally am well, I recently, Thomas was the one in charge of Thomas Hoffman, which is one of the co-founder of Asia Venture. He's been the project manager for website one for some time now, but lately he's been so busy with Makers Academy that he barely has time to oversee what's happening on the project. So I recently started to have a look at some of the things in terms of managing the project and all that. So I will be monitoring this project from now on. So if anyone has any question regarding this project, feel free to drop me a message in the channel on website one on Slack, and I'll help you get started. But the first thing you usually want to do when you're starting off on a project is you check out the source code repository, okay? And I believe for most of them they will have instructions on how to get started. How to. This one, for instance, has a project setup page, okay, that you can then follow and just install the project on your local development computer. Once if ever during this process you face any trouble, again, the point where you want to chat with the team is in the Slack channel. Just drop a message and say, hey, I've been facing this issue while setting up, and we'll try and help you out with that. Okay. So once you have the project set up, the one thing you want to have a look at is, like I said, jump in a Scrum. But then if you look at the project management board, for instance, there will be a couple of features that will be listed there, and you can just if you fail to join in the Scrum to coordinate this with a project manager or whoever that be, you can just look at all the features that are currently in the backlog and everything, and just get in touch with the project manager and figure out if you're interested in working on the story, and we can discuss about it and see how you can then work with the person. Okay. Right. Now, once you then have the project set up on your machine, okay. I'm gonna all right. So yeah, I think I've covered most of the basic stuff you need to do in order to get started on the project. Did I forget to touch on something? No. Pair programming. Okay. That's the point where Mark wanted to discuss on the pair programming session. What happens usually is that for pair programming, when you join a project and you then assign a feature that you need to work on, if you go to that project page on the website, you will see that this little button here is always displayed there. That's if you sign in the website and part of this project. So if I click on this one, for instance, it will start a pair programming session for the website one project. Okay, and every pairing notification gets posted on the Slack channel. Okay, so the one channel you want to join for that is the pairing notification channel, where all the links for pairing session gets posted. I think it's the pairing notification and the Scrum notification channels, and also general. So if you get a link that gets posted there, all you need to do is just click on the link and join the project and just coordinate. If you had a coordination before with someone, then yeah, you can start working on the things. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But that's essentially how you then start on that. Close this.
I do have a question real quick. Do both pair programmers have to have the same text editor when they're programming on the same project?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily, because I remember I've worked before with different programmers, and we all have our own editors. So if there is an article, one of the techniques we use most of the time to pair with each other is the Git Pong. So let me see if I can find the article on that. Let me just show it. So Git Pong is one of the techniques we use most of the time, where once we set up the meeting on using Google Hangout, okay. Every developer needs to make sure that they have the project already set up on their own local machine, right? Once you have that, you can work with any text editor that you like. It doesn't really matter which text editor you're both using, because what will happen is that you'll basically switch between one another by working on a bit of a code. Okay, if you start working on some code, you'll push that bit of code to your repository on GitHub. Okay, and then the partner will pull that on its local computer as well and have all the changes that you just made. Okay, so they will edit on their side, make their changes as well, push to their repository, and um, you on your end will also pull those changes, and you switch back and forth like that to until you're done working on the feature. So it doesn't really matter what text editor one is using or not. But then again, recently with the course, they've introduced C9, Cloud9. So if depending on anyone's preference, if you keen on setting up the project on C9, you can have the project set up on C9 and just work live on, like you both get access to the same editor on the browser, okay, and you can live edit the code on the same editor essentially. But yeah, otherwise you can work on your separate machine without the need of having the same text editor. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
I'll try and find out find a few pairing session recording. Maybe I'll send the links to you. Then you can just have a look at them and
That'd be great.
Yeah, just to get us at what happens and so on and so forth. Okay. So, but I think during the course of next week I'll be I don't know if you will have decided on a project, but I think I'll start to work on some of the features that are currently pending on website 1, and eventually start some pairing sessions on them. Okay, so feel free to join on any of them, and I'll show you like real time how things work. You know, the mechanics and all. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Does anyone has any question?
Not from me.
Not from you. Okay. Alexandra,
Yes.
I understand you're from the course, right?
I am.
Have you had any pair programming sessions so far on the homework?
I had once, but not related to this course. I'm actually looking for someone to do pair programming for the first homework.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't been successful so far, but yeah, looking forward to it.
If everyone is like me a while back when I was doing the course, they're probably afraid to, you know.
Yeah, you have to make the jump. Yeah.
That's usually the problem with everyone. Like we are afraid to, you know, jump in, start the conversation with
pair
the
programming. Pair programming is actually super fun.
Yeah, sure.
So that's one of the things. But I hope you'll be able to find a pair partner soon and complete the homework.
I'm sure I will, and maybe I'll try to jump in one of the projects.
Okay.
That would be interesting as well.
Sure. You're welcome to join. You don't need to be like super experienced to jump in a project. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just joining a project and watching what's happening, you know, sometimes help. You know.
Yeah.
You just watch and see what other people are doing, and you know, that will help you get started most of the time. Don't be afraid of joining in meetings and stuff like that. Okay.
Quick question: can there be more than two pair programmers together? Can there be like 3 pair programmers or 4, or is it always 2?
So ideally you want to be 2, but like we've had instances where there's more than 1 programmer, and we just bounce around like that. Like we'll rotate roles as we move. So in that case, there will be 1 driver, okay, and then the rest will be navigators and just observing and, you know, pointing when there's something going on and so on. and we'll then switch roles like that and rotate, so that everyone gets their turn at writing some piece of code. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I don't know if yeah, I think I've covered most of the stuff that I needed for today. Um, you guys, you should feel free to join. Like, let me know if you decide on a project. If you're having trouble, contacting someone, you can ping me on Slack, and I'll try my best to get you started. Okay.
Cool.
Awesome. So
Thank you.
yeah, if there's no other business to discuss today, I think we can cut it short there. And, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Raul.
Very good.
Thanks a lot, Raul. Thank
No.
you very much.
I don't think there will be a scrum today then, so yeah, we'll probably hope to see you guys around next week for the scrums. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
See you guys.
See you.
Thank you.